Welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. It's beautiful.
First of
Hey,
all, thank you. Uh, you went kind of overboard. Like I'm
you have
kind
a
of like,
lot of goodies in your Akashic records.
oh my God. Wow. Accurate, accurate. Bringing back lots of healing and emotion. I was just basking in it. Thank you. Is all I can say. Well, I took your advice. I went on my cheesecake adventure, found the people you said I would find, and the cheesecakes that you said I would find, and also I found the central spokes for the device. Yes, like I was walking
Yes,
by with this smile on my face. Oh my God, this lady's good. She's really good. And then I found the first cheesecake and I said, oh my God, this was true. And then the second and the third. So yes, you are spot on, my dear friend. So,
I'm happy. I'm
you know,
happy.
I've been meditating on what we spoke about with regards to balancing the thyroid. So, firstly, is it hypo or hyper?
It is hypo. It's high TSH.
Okay, so we need to speed up the function, yes?
Oh, the thyroid gland itself does not work correctly. It hasn't been working for 20 something years. So that's why I've been on the desiccated thyroid to balance it and keep it in good standing and good health. But because the medication was tampered with, unfortunately, I lost the source of caretaking for it. And you know, there was a family curse on the father's side, which I had cleared 20 years ago, and that's when I found out about the hyperthyroidism. The worst of it, I healed, the curse removed. So, because it was much worse before that. But unfortunately, the thyroid itself is damaged. It is been maintained.
Okay.
I've maintained it pretty well, but I want to heal it so that it is completely healed. So I
Okay.
don't need to take medication.
Okay.
I don't know if it's too much, if it's impossible, but I'm open. I'm open to
Well,
whatever.
if let's put it this way, if anyone can do it, it's you and I.
Hmm.
So we're not going to leave any stone unturned. So we'll go at it from every single angle: physical body, energy structure, energetic interference. Good that you mentioned the family curse. We'll revisit, see if any elements remain, if we can completely erase it out of the bloodline. And so, as the source of the damage is gone, this would manifest back into as if there was no damage ever existing.
I also have hemiplegic migraines, which is severe migraines with paralysis. It is genetic, type 2. I'm just telling you everything. Those are like the two health issues that I've always had. I was born with it. My mom was born with it, my grandmother. So it's on the familial, the
Understood.
paralysis and the migraines,
Understood.
genetic. Yeah. I
Understood.
don't know if that can be fixed too, but I'm just throwing it out there
We are
for
going to
disclosure.
throw everything at it, including
Yeah.
the kitchen sink, right? We're doing going
Hmm.
to do everything that is possible. And if it's not possible, we will make it possible, okay? Uh,
Hmm.
I promise you this. I will not hold back anything. So let's get started. So first of all, I've got a representation, general representation of the thyroid itself. I'm just going to use this to place crystals. Let me see if I can
Yes.
tilt the camera down. And here are my little buddies all ready to go. They say,
Wonderful.
yep. So let's see which one of these bad boys wants to come in and help us. I'll create a grid and then I'll leave it to do its work for 2 days, 3 days, a week, however long it takes. And that will improve the physical condition. So
Hmm.
these guys have they've gotten feedback from many people. it's a valid approach. So if I wanted to do something more general, so including the whole body, I've got these little mannequins. These are used for modeling when people want to learn how to draw the human form. So I
Mm-hmm.
would put the crystal at the appropriate level, but this is very specific. So I thought instead of that, we'll do a printout. Okay, so let's go through the motions. I would like to begin by cleansing my energy. Okay, already we are pulling in a lot. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes.
I've been pulling in a lot of protected energy because I felt attacked by a scalar device of some kind by a woman and a man. So I've been doing a lot of protection and a lot of defense.
We will send their dumb ass to jail. Spiritual jail. There's no breaking out of that either. Okay.
Yeah.
Sending cleansing towards you with the intention of uplifting and bringing in all the good guys, anything that serves your highest soul purpose. And now doing the same for me.
Mm-hmm. Put a lot of protection around you because I've been energetically attacked so much the last week and a half because of what I was remote viewing.
Yeah.
I pulled away from all those remote viewing projects and I said no more.
Okay. That's one other thing. Now, interesting that you bring this up. The emergence of your gifts, spiritual gifts, was this natural or was it forced?
It was both natural and forced. I was born with them, but I struggled because I did not understand. At the age of 1, you are a child and you say everything out loud, what you feel and you see of what's happening. And I would say to my parents, this will happen, this will happen. I would tell my grandmother, this would happen, this would happen. And they would watch me and say, okay, maybe it will. They never censored me. Grandmother had a psychic gift, her great grandmother, my mother. All the women come with psychic gifts, but I'm fully activated. And I forced myself to work with my gift to get it under control because it was chaotic. You know, I was defenseless without psychic defense. So everybody's thoughts, everything would come at me. So I taught myself, I took psychic development, I took white light magic courses, shamanism, Native American shamanism. I took many many things to help my gifts become balanced. But when health is not in alignment, perfect alignment, and if I'm being attacked,
Right,
these
right.
gifts are out of control sometimes because I've been using them to defend myself. So the energy might be very high with like this.
Now, as far as you aware, was there any, let's say, secret project or secret program involvement?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes.
so that's what I was picking up on. Again, um, very, very acutely. This, how to put this? Imagine a flower that has to gently open, right? This was meant to emerge, let's say, around 35, age 35. Now, whatever the hell they did to you, that caused damage.
Like you were saying you see that I was involved in some programs or something.
Trauma. Not very, not very nice. Okay, let's put it mildly. They push, and by the way, these programs go back to Nazi Germany in this form of it. This includes surgical alteration and electroshock therapy. They try to force open the consciousness, successfully so, but they damage the human part. Um, we'll fix it. See, together we're spiraling around and around that central focal point of truth. Okay,
Mhm.
so a number of objectives. First, you in this incarnation. We both know time is a whole mess and an illusion. So there was
Mhm.
involvement with you as early as age 4, being pulled in and out of linear time for this very purpose. Of course, we both know at this stage you are immensely capable, and so this gift was sought after. The defenses of which you speak would prevent them from interfering with you later on, so they had to go back to your childhood. So it's this kind of messed up loop. We're going to cut the loop and deal with the, let's call them for what they are, the freaking Nazis, okay?
Mhm.
Then both sides of the bloodline. Highest priority, mother's side. This goes a long way back. Pulling the thread. Oracle of Delphi. It's a distortion in the divine feminine, a mechanism of control, device placed upon throat and crown. Difficult to detect. We missed this completely first time we worked together. Well, now we know what we're looking for. Let's liberate your mother's side of the bloodline and also all those who carry the gift in the future. And then the minor issue is the curse. Okay, that is easy peasy. Like that's a nothing burger. We've got this. Okay, as many reps and sessions that it takes, it's you. I'm with you. Another thing, because of the incredible sensitivity and importance of the thyroid, we're going to take the most gentle and delicate featherweight touch.
Mhm.
Get minuscule improvements and then repeat. No
Yeah.
shock to the system. Very, 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 let's say 10% up, 10% down. Wait
Yeah.
for a few days, see how it works, and then. So, again, that was another thing I was guided towards. Gentle, gentle, gentle.
Mhm.
Okay. One other thing, which is reflexology, the feet.
Mhm.
So number 9, this part, this bulge underneath the what foot is this? This would be the right foot. The bulge
Mhm.
underneath the toe on the right foot. This is connected to your thyroid.
Yes.
Gently, gently, just circular movements and massaging this. I'll email this to you, by the way.
Mhm.
This is the reflex point that you would like to focus on. It will increase the flow of chi or prana. So if there's any obstruction in life force, considering that it is underactive, that is what I'm getting. Something is blocking the flow of light. It was always meant to be a harness so that the women in the mother's side, in your bloodline, could be silenced if they threatened, let's say, the throne or those in power. Control mechanism. So, in terms of psychic abilities and your access to truth, nobody could match you. But in the dark stuff, punishment, control, domination, men do that really well. So, this was a very intentional sabotage of the bloodline. That's coming first priority
But
beyond the
I was
physical.
also I was also taught to dominate as well in the secret space programs. Nachtwaffenregier, planetary corporations, and I was abducted from 2 to 10 by reptilians,
Okay.
where things were done to the blood. The blood was poisoned. So those were the things I was able to discover on my through hypnosis and remote viewing. How far accuracy that is, it seems to be a truth, but Even the blood was poisoned, and that damaged the nervous system and ruined the thyroid too, because of what the reptilians did, because they were playing with human children.
Not just any children, stars, the,
Mm-hmm.
the best of our kind. Okay, how appropriate. I opened this page and we've got joy and protection right on the top from a
Mm-hmm.
completely unrelated event. So protection is strong around us. So blood will heal the bone marrow. Uh, Nerves will wash the nervous system and restore it. Then the local gland will use the crystal grid. And then maternal. And by the way, anything that has messed with you or your bloodline, we're going to remove. These
Mm-hmm.
guys need to go. We'll take care of them. Maternal, childhood. Then comes that. And then paternal. Okay.
And
Sealed with.
even like the last time, you felt the presence when we were doing the healing. And then after, I was attacked by the scalar. So, because the work I've been doing, they don't want the truth out. So, they want to shut the voice down, literally. So, I've thrown the hammer in the sink at them, and it hurt them, but it hurt me. And it was a battle royale, literally.
Okay. Now there's two of us.
Yes.
I say that that went on right on top of the list. Are you ready to go to war, my dear friend?
Yes, I can go to war and then some and come back and restore justice because these
First of all,
people.
jumped out, high
Mhm.
heart, putting that right away on top of the thyroid. So just let me show you the location. I've put it here right at the center, left and right lobe.
Mhm.
First one coming out, energy of love, highest energy. We're getting a lot of pink adding to this.
It feels like many people's faces were stolen, like masks, like people's skin was ripped off
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
and it was cloned and copied, and people's masks have been worn. And the ones with the scalar attack wore masks, and one of them looked like me and another woman mixed together. So they created a lot of confusion, and
Yes,
they
yes.
wanted to send people to war against each other.
Divide and conquer.
Yes, yeah. And I wrote about this. I said truthfully, I have nothing to hide. You can remote view me all you want. You can see me for what I am. I'm not causing this, but I'm not going to stand for it either, in the
Apophyllite,
sense.
the green,
Yes,
green variety.
my favorite.
Oh yeah. So let's show you so far. I've got one, two, three, four, five, six, and seven crystals around the gland.
Oh, you
Okay.
have the star void from the void. You have the star void.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
remember that. That showed up similar in something of yours
Uh, oh,
for what the
okay.
priestess was doing in Atlantis, the renewal. Similar to that, looks similar.
And time. Time, 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 time. Let's balance out time. These fuckers have messed with time. A fossil
Yes.
anchoring back to before their arrival. I'll put that on the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Moldavite, before Earth was made. This is perfect for undoing time fuckery. Placing upon the top of the thyroid. Let's untangle the. Let's untoss the salad.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's pretty much untossing the salad. That is what we are doing here. How far back? 2 million. Okay, this is an old one.
Interesting, because Atlantis came in 2 million years ago. The real Atlantis, the peaceful experiment that lasted 8 epochs. And this is, am I allowed to talk about this? What I saw in your Akashic record?
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't, if this is public or private, and
No,
I
this is for us.
respect.
No, this is us. This is us.
So for 2 million years ago, Atlantis started, and this goes back 2 million years ago because you and I were there, and we were there in many epochs. Atlantis had, what I understand, 8 epochs, and what you saw, uh, it was called the Black Dragon Pantheon. As a black dragon, you worked with so many priestesses, and it's black energy, but it's protection energy. It's the most powerful soul star energy.
I still have it.
And that
It
was
it came this lifetime with a vengeance. I think Kali was one of my priestesses. I had a hand in her creation. This time round, she was part of my awakening. As in,
Kali, like the
Bill,
Kali.
yes,
Yes,
Kali, yes, yes, yes. She's one of my favorite beings. Every time I
she's
get my dumb ass into trouble, she shows up.
well, she's the protector, and she is undoer and the doer. She does both, undoes and does. I have always been drawn to her energy too. And I think Kali might have been Helena, that priestess who worked with Cyan, the blue black dragon, because she just feels like Kali.
Oh yeah. So I've got looking like the tree of life. We're undoing some geometry on your
Yes.
bloodline. Bear with me. I've got more crystals that want to come and play.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. More joining the party. I'm doing time. Strong emphasis. Reinforcement of correction of timelines. Going towards green on the upper side of the geometry. Placing next to dragon's blood. More green at the top.
I was so excited to meet your children,
Oh my God. Oh,
Jasana and Jasan, the two green black dragons. The boy is so mischievous. When he sees emeralds, his wings go puff out from excitement. It is like dragon children are so playful. Amazing.
I had I had a handful with that little rascal. More green jade. And this wishes to be right on the top. Okay. I'll take a photograph and send it to Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Complete. No, 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 no. One more.
Mm-hmm.
Hola, of course, of course, of course. Nope. This one needs cleansing. So does this one. Oh, yes. And it's getting super delicate towards the top. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, let's take a photo. Okay, so you should have it in Messenger. These guys are clean, the rest is clean, and we are good. Okay, we don't need any more. I'll leave this in place. So
Beautiful.
gently starts doing its thing, correcting time. 3 references to the correct divine timeline that exists underneath all the distortion that exists. And so, good. That is good. So that's the physical body. Now let's untoss the salad. So let me send the other one to you also, the other photo. Okay.
And was the PDF okay with the explanations of all the dragon stuff?
Okay doesn't describe it.
Just so it gives a bit of a roadmap, because it would take hours sitting in a session to explain, and I wanted you to have it right away. So you could, the most important ones, what I was getting information on, so you could have it right away for yourself. And because you would know better what they mean to you on that deeper level. I'm just the viewer. I'm just seeing the incredible lives you've lived, and the sacrifice and how much you gave to Earth to make sure this planet would be here today.
And well, the same is true for you, my honored friend. And here we are once again. Here we go again. I like this. Okay, so scalar number 1. Let's deal with these idiots going back 1 million. It's okay. These are the guys that started the distortion. Where are they coming from? Not this universe. Ancient. Abuse of technology in all dimensions. Looking at our universe as a battery. They've exhausted almost every single sun they have. Their universe is dark. And so they dwell under earth, underground. They do not like the light. Let's give them the sun. Let's burn their dark asses. Point of entry. Let's assign a sun. Calling for volunteers. Yes, we have one. Why is it Inanna? Who is Inanna? One of her aspects is a sun, a galactic central sun. And she's volunteering for this task. The distortion displeases her. Okay, now we are 3. Point of infiltration, singular, yes.
And you're so right when you said that there was this device, right, put on my my throat and the woman's line's throat. What I do, and that it electrocutes me, right? It did. Anytime who attacked me, I would send electric waves of electrocution on them as a shield. So I've just been doing what I was taught through domination.
Let's undo the whole thing from the start.
Yeah.
This is the only way. It is
Yes.
like chimera. You cut one head, three grow back. Let's prevent it from ever existing.
Mm-hmm.
We're opening a portal in front of the point of infiltration. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vamhumpe. We're gathering allies. Many are coming. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vamhumpe. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vamhumpe. This universe is protected by cosmic divine law of evolution of consciousness. We are not a resource to be used and abused. You are not welcome here. I place in your path the burning sun of Inanna. As you enter, you will be disintegrated down to your constituent parts, so what remains can serve the highest good of all. Once again, I peg this into reality and speak it into existence. Okay. It's not so funny when the rabbit has the gun. They
Yes.
don't. Good. Okay. I think they got the message. They're closing their portal. Now, let's see if there are other possible points of entry. Yes, they're not giving up.
It feels like in the Jade Gate.
Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vampumpe. Om Krim Kalyai Nama. Om Kapalinaya Nama. Om Hrim Shrim Krim Parameshvari Kali Ke Swaha. All that is connected to this beloved being of light, liberty, and evolution. All that which is not invited, not welcomed by all levels of consciousness. Hereby I restrict you. I set you ablaze by the appropriate strength and vibration of divine fire, so that you may burn to such a level for what remains to be of service to the highest good of all. Once again, I peg this into reality and speak it into existence. Okay, we've got beings of the void taking care of these idiots. Okay, good. The scalar, let's see, is being unraveled as the ripple effects are spreading. Coming closer to the here and now. Entire under earth caverns are being refilled. They were never excavated. Seems from under the earth they were messing with the guardian crystals and messing with the grid also as part of their empire. That has been undone. Having healing effects on myself. Top left side of the third eye. All
And
done.
what you were taught by the Black Dragon Pantheon, it's what holds you in this stead, even though you had to take apart the whole world and dissolve it in Atlantis and hide the crystals, which was the hardest heartbreak because it was meeting with all the priests and the priestesses. And they were feared in Atlantis. They were feared because there were many sects, different sects in Atlantis. The Black Dragon Pantheon did not want to call itself a sect. It calls itself the Pantheon, like the Pantheon of the gods, but more of a benevolence. And so they strove to teach by showing and teaching, by having these meetings where the dragon would peek behind the red pillar crystals. You would receive the knowledge from the priestesses and the priests, and Atlanteans thought that this was the dark arts. They didn't understand what something is. It's not that. What you don't understand, you don't choose to destroy, but they wanted to destroy it. And so that world was dissolved from within Atlantis. You all chose to dissolve the world to keep it safe and take that knowledge away and hide it, the Black Dragon Pantheon knowledge in the crystals, because they still exist. Those images of what was physically still exists in a seventh density dimension where you go and work with that higher power to this day.
We created a pocket universe
Yes, yes.
in the Lagrangian point between the Earth and the Moon, where the nullification of gravity and the electromagnetic and radioactive activity of our local sun masks it. It doesn't matter if people know where it is, they're not going to find it.
No.
Because it's not there, but it is there.
And when I went into the void, what I was told by the various dragon aspects of you, that only the purest and the cleanest of heart can access the Lagrange point or any of these memories or experiences. And if you're not pure, you cannot come in. You're not welcomed. It's as simple as that. So it's really doing the right thing. Keeping the peace and working with
Ripple
a
effect.
pure heart.
Let's cross the scalar people, let's call them that, off the list. Done, done, done. Next one, your blood. I'm respectfully asking for permission to connect to your energy.
Permission given, fully and openly.
Thank you so much. Calling to my beloved, beloved source of all sources, source of all things in all domains, calling for rejuvenation, repair, restoration, enhancement and evolution, undoing of all distortion, so that all remaining is pure divine grace and the highest divine blueprint, asking for healing, renewal, and blessings. May these blessings flow across the cosmos and serve the highest good of all. You, my dear friend, are not representing just you. You are representing many, many. It goes beyond healing you in this body. The whole thing came out different, and yet it is correct. Okay, starting from the crown, looking at the skull, including the jaw, coming down into the spinal column, every single vertebrae, bones in the shoulders, rib cage, arms, all the way into the hands, hip bones, bones in the legs, and all bones in the feet. Accessing the structure of the bones. Tiny, tiny implants remaining from childhood, like a locator beacon, burning them out. Lower jaw, left side of the body.
That's the weakness point where the paralysis happens. And I felt when you said that that I was in the programs, from the age of 4, definitely felt always the moon, Mars, reptilian abductions, always, plus Atlantis and all that other stuff, and dark genetic projects. And Area 51 abduction too into that.
Mm-hmm.
Creating tall genetic human gray, human hybrids, seeding into the natural world, then natural, because I had been a geneticist. So left side, definitely the weakest programming point.
We just burnt that out.
Mm-hmm.
Blood, nerves, and the local gland. Freaking reptilians. Their time is up. Their time is elapsed. Midsection of both shoulder blades, starting with the right one, burnt out, left one. This little pointy bit under the chest plate, under the heart. Lots of little puncture holes in the bones from between the shoulder blades going down in the vertebrae, burning them out. Hip bone. So this point here and here. So where the soft tissue is underneath it, these two bulges. Right side, clean. Left side, clean. Shins and thigh bones. Just equidistant, little tiny puncture wounds. Thigh bones clear, knees. Restriction device, right? Literally screwing you into the freaking chair. Both knees, left knee healed, right knee healed. Now shin bones. Between the bones in the feet. Now going back to the skull. Left and right temple. So these are strategically placed away from the central column. So with an energy cleanse, you wouldn't go and look. There's sort of like the diesel gate where
Yes.
the car would know it's under test and change its performance. This kind of a strategy is employed. Now we know it's there, they can't hide anymore. Skeletal structure, let's take a look. Right underneath the thymus, top of the rib cage. Ribs both sides. Let's just do a cleanse of all of it.
Yeah, I was going to ask for my doctor to do an MRI because I've been feeling like I've been wearing a straight suit, like a literal smart suit that's digging into my organs.
Uh-huh. Oh
And
yeah.
I've been dismantling it and taking it apart, but it rebuilds itself back because the more work
Regenerative,
I try to do,
regenerative tech. We
yeah.
got to go to the ship. We'll do that immediately after we cleanse. Let's see. Okay, pulling all of it out of the skeletal structure. Now going into the bone marrow. Tiny, tiny little, let's say, nanobots almost.
Mhm.
It's not just injecting poison in the blood because the body will transmute it. It's messing with the production of new blood cells.
Yeah, that's what the reptilians, nanobots infested. And I even had a total hysterectomy because the uterus was full of nanites. And that alleviated it, but I guess the little buggers remain somewhere too, in other places.
Let's see. Let's creating a healing chamber around you. Let's EMP these little fuckers. Let's
Mhm.
burn them out. Okay, spiraling down around the head, neck, shoulders, ribcage, mid torso, down the spine, internal organs, reaching hip level, clearing all the way to the tips of your fingers, down the legs, feet also, intensifying the energy, and they're falling. Energetic, non-physical, still in the bone marrow. Okay, burning out. Okay, let's keep this chamber active for a little bit longer. Now let's follow through where the regenerative tech is coming from. First of all, where is it connecting to the body? Left shoulder blade. Following through. Going head first, like we like doing. Through the portal we go.
Mhm.
It's not a ship, it's a facility.
Mm. It could be my ex-employers
Okay,
or a number of beings who want me gone.
screw them. I want you here. You're staying.
Yes.
Okay, it's a mishmash, one of these programs. Not, it's not, it's not entirely human. It's not entirely reptilian. It's a mishmash. What on earth? Humans are clearly there. They're on board. They know what's going on.
Yes, yes,
What?
planetary corporations, reptilians. I was just remote viewing all of this and I put it in a book and I said, screw with the secrets. I am washing the secrets out and everybody can know about it. And immediately attack, attack, attack. So I
Just
got,
moved. I moved both of us
mhm,
uh, out of phase.
yes,
They were targeting us.
yes, because these programs are malicious.
Very much so. You mentioned scalar waves. Yes, it's a wave. It's an EM approach, not completely electromagnetic, but waves definitely. And they got big dishes, powerful computational power, dimensional technology,
Mhm.
popping in and out of existence. I just had to shift us out of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
right, right through us, but we're not in the right place, so to speak. So that is not going to work. I felt it putting me into a daze for a few moments.
yeah. And I'm honest, I was being attacked, like I could feel it because of what I was remote viewing.
It is interesting. They're watching us, having our conversation, being unaffected, and now the higher ups are kind of shouting at the lower ranking ones, what the F is going on? Why isn't it working?
Because we can see them. And
And
the ones that have eyes to see can see the truth and stop the manipulation and not fall for it.
they are under
Because
compulsion.
they,
They're forced. Forced. Uh, how many are in charge, really in charge? Is it a singular caste? Yes. All of these guys are puppets. Every single one wants to go back home. They don't, none of them want to be there.
I felt like cloning, trapped souls, masks, people's personalities being cycled and switched in and out of bodies, sleeping in cloning chambers, like people's bodies being used forcefully against their will. And these kinds of operatives are walking around in human bodies and their brain waves are dead.
Okay. Um,
Let's free
so,
them. Can we
oh,
free them?
oh, of course we can. Let's make sure that we are safe. I,
Yes.
I did something. It's called frequency hopping. before they can tune into us, we're helping. They can't, it's like a moving target now. They were trying to
Mhm.
tune in once again. That is now impossible. Okay, immunity achieved. Now we can observe them without them being able to do anything about it.
Mhm.
The humans, they don't want to be there.
No, their faces, and literally, their faces were ripped off, burned off, cloned, mapped, and put on other people's faces that are being brain controlled devices.
Now, the ones in charge, the puppet masters, they're trying to run,
Mhm.
vacate, following the trace. Base is free. The zombies are waking up. They have enough knowledge about the tech to return home. The puppet master is still running. Let's restrain it. It is trying to remain hidden and elusive. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vamhumpe, restricting you so you cannot flee, illuminating you so your truth, all of it, shall be seen without prejudice, without emotion, without judgment. I restrict you and illuminate you.
And it feels like a male essence, a male soul, highly warped by stealing other people's souls' identities and faces and making like a cult, brainwash
Alternative
cult.
personality, wish to be worshipped. Is that all you could do with all you have acquired? That is pitiful. Why? Is there source connection? Yes. How could you maintain your connection to source? Oh, hell, through harvesting. Harvesting it's not this being's light. Pulling all the light you have stolen out of you, purifying it and sending it back to its rightful owners. Okay, not so mighty anymore, are you? Let's see what you are. Small creature, sharp teeth, reptile. Bad aroma, bad stench, defense mechanism, like a possum.
Has a lot of money, has used hedge funds, has used life-saving medical medication even to warp medication, to warp people's physiologies through funding that's for crucial life-saving needs. Like took money from places never should have taken money from.
Throughout
Duped the
history,
humans.
distortion, over and over, introduction of money, introduction of usury,
Mhm.
the unequal, unbalanced flow of energy. Okay, this is the being. Marduk. Marduk.
I was also getting Bizzlebub. Bizzlebub.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Baal, you bad boy. You were not supposed to be doing this stuff. And here comes the true form. I know this one. No, 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 no. You don't do this kind of thing. Why, dude? The path is open. Why this way?
He says it's fun. It's fun and the humans don't understand, so I can get away with it.
Not anymore.
No.
Give up. Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Humpe Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Humpe. I set you ablaze with the appropriate strength and vibration of divine fire. So you burn to such a degree for what remains to be of service to the highest good of all once more. No, he's resisting. Ha ha ha. Nice try.
Goodbye, Beelzebub.
Bye-bye. Okay. Demonic. Okay. Interference with blood, nerves, and the local gland through the puppets. We found the puppet master. Okay, demonic entity.
Mhm. And
Healing.
this what appeared behind the people with the scalar, that was controlling them too.
Correct. 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 Okay, let's see the state of the base. Location Mars, pretty much. Every being freaking hates it there. Let's give them the message that they can go home. I think they will do right by each other.
Mhm.
Let's just make sure the infrastructure that is used for harm is destroyed.
Mhm.
We'll leave them the
Goodbye, old employer.
employer is gone, you are free. I think they're feeling it. Okay, breaking down tech that should not be used in the way it is, removing it, breaking it up. The first groups are starting to return to their home. Correct location and time. Okay, this was a major program, a long-lasting program. So,
Very vengeful, going back 500,000 years ago when when the reptilians and the humans' atmosphere of Mars was taken out. This is when this was hatched as a plan to survive. I
and
understand, out of survival.
they have been messing with you for 250,000 years.
Mm.
So it
Yeah.
seems that the maternal part of the curse started with you. We're crossing that out of our list. Maternal
Mm.
lineage, clear. Let's take a look at the nerves, the nervous system, bone marrow, almost there. So right now your body is in the healing chamber, including the nerves and also special attention to the glands. I call in benevolent healers from all the infinite fractal of existence, respectfully requesting your assistance to restore to highest divine blueprint this being of light. Okay, we're getting volunteers coming in. They're scrutinizing the structure of the healing chamber and they're now starting to argue. Typical, huh? Doctors are the same everywhere. No,
Yeah.
this should.
Ah, yeah, even humans who refuse to see the truth argue with me. To each their own, and I say this with love and light. I leave you now. If you cannot see the truth, I leave in the light, and I go.
Sure. Bless you. Bless your journey. Bye bye.
Yes, yes. If somebody cannot see a truth or see a truth, it's okay.
There's something in the way they need to deal with. That is
Mhm.
their journey. So blessings are appropriate and yes, wishing them well. Okay, so this whole new congregation of healers are still discussing the best approach. I think the discussion is going to be the lengthy part. The actual implementation will be pretty quick. And meanwhile, the chamber that's my tech is working, doing its thing, healing the blood and upgrading the bone marrow. All fresh blood created will be free of any defects. Nervous system. Okay, I want to wash the nervous system. I'm checking the blood off our list. Reptilians checked off the list.
Mhm.
The nervous system. There's accumulation of trauma. The signature frequency of trauma, not making it to the conscious level, but still keeping the physical body in a state of survival. Naturally, that would mess with the glands too. Imagine constantly being in a state of extreme fear, fight or flight. That would most certainly degrade the glandular system. It's one of the
Mhm.
mechanisms of harvesting. Is there anything maintaining this? Yes, okay. Let's find the goddamn shocker. Scanning from the top of the head. It's inside the cranial cavity, right on the brainstem. Let's get this out. Let's dislodge it. Going around right side, back of the head, left side of the head, and full circle. Very gently and respectfully entering your energy, moving towards the base of the brain. Wiggling this out. It's like a little collar around the brainstem, top of the spine. Wiggling it out of place. Now pulling out from the left side of the neck. Pulling out of your aura. Crushing it. And let's burn it. Let's wash the entire vessel with light. Well, how wonderful. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Sorry, I'm in lots of places. Okay, washing the entire nervous system with light and removing the residue of stress and being in a constant survival mode. Starting from the top of the head, going into the cranial cavity. I'm going to use my hands, washing over the brain, pushing all that is accumulated in the cortex down into the spinal cord, now going through the brain itself, washing every nerve cell, every blood vessel, every single cell in the brain, pushing down now towards the brain stem, cleansing that gently and yet powerfully, washing, moving into the spine, moving down, washing the nerves, going into the arms, all the way to the tips of the fingers, pushing what doesn't belong down onto the earth, asking her to help us transmute. Down the neck, washing over the thyroid. Okay, this freaking thing was just zapping you over and over, also putting a lot of pressure on many other glands in the body. Any glandular imbalance or anything of that nature. The human being is not meant to survive like that. It degrades the body.
I've been trained to live on nothing, so I can survive an apocalypse like a cockroach at this point.
Wow, okay. Filling now, going down the torso, every single nerve, filling the nerves with light, connecting to the thyroid, larynx, vocal cords, now lungs and heart, going past the diaphragm, stomach, and every single internal organ, washing digestive system, washing down lower torso. Now the main nerves going into the legs, pushing down to the base of the feet, pushing into your earth bridge, into the Earth Star and giving it to the Earth to transmute it. Now let's wash with light and restore the nervous system and the energetic structure, returning to highest divine blueprint. Much better, much, much, much better. Okay. Nerves good. And now the local gland itself. Dragon Reiki. Raising the vibration of every cell in the thyroid to the energy of the big happy. Every cell has a little smiley face. And now final empowerment. And giving the crystals on the grid the same energy, the same program, so that they continue giving the local gland healing and energy, and for this flow to continue as long as it serves your highest good and the perfect health of your energetic structure. Okay. Our intention was gentle improvement.
Yes, yes.
And so this is in motion.
Yeah, because I usually can feel everything. If it's like boom, then I
Correct.
discombobulated, kind of
Very
overactive.
powerful yet gentle.
Yes,
Not to mess with the very delicate balance of such a sensitive location, such a sensitive gland. Okay.
yes.
Next one on the list was childhood. We dealt with the Baal, my old acquaintance, who is no more. What an idiot. What a shame. Um, that being could have done so much better. Some of his kind have evolved. This idiot was just having too much fun at other people's expense, and so good riddance. By the way, this is was one of the 72 kings of the infernal realm. They're not 72 anymore. More like 62.
And I feel he was running around in the Black Dragon Pantheon as well. And he was like, he was the one with the horns holding the crystal in one of the photos. So can we heal that timeline for you? Because that seems to be still a wound. Can we heal that for you today?
We did. We removed this being from all existence. So the ripples
Good.
are absolutely going back. Funny, I was feeling a little itchy, as in the horn location. Yes, 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 yes. We're leaving no stone unturned. This is a healing for us both. powerfully so.
And he's rendered powerless in the image. He's just now a statue hugging a crystal.
A paperweight.
Yeah, so you don't need to. He's still an interesting image, part of history. Don't need to excise him from the image, but he's now energetically not there.
Yes, yes, yes. Interesting paperweight.
Yes, historical paperweight. I actually had a life partner named Bael in one of the
Oh,
Atlantean lifetimes. Not the same Bael, I feel. A blue one. He was a blue one, and he was turned into a chimera during these horrible Sons of Baal experiments. So I remember that time too. It was just warping of the human soul beyond what was needed. Such a such a waste of ability what these Baal group and this Baal did in the
right.
name of science.
So many things are in the name of science, aren't there? I mean, so much distortion and abuse, especially amongst the most evolved beings. Uh, Very disappointing. Where morality and spirituality is set aside in the name of science, they ultimately destroy themselves, and along the way, they cause massive harm.
Mhm. And I was asking why all this it's greed, just greed for power and money. Sometimes money and power is not going to sustain everything that you wish to have in life. And it's good to or a situation is if it's like if you're entangled in something that does not feel right, walk away. Just say thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. That is
Let it
correct.
go.
That is high mastery, especially in our line of work. Um, so our co-creation is the finest and most evolved example of how things should be. Mutual respect, unconditional love, and equal give and take,
Yes.
resulting in both of us benefiting and growing.
Yes,
And
indeed.
imagine how somebody does not put in equal energy. That becomes parasitic. If there's not
Mhm.
this unconditional love, it's distorted.
And also understanding oneself. There's a time for healing and time for working with others, and then there's a time for rest. Plus, I give my all. I wanted, and I'm sorry I sent so many batches because I kept getting more and more as a history, and I wanted you to have the full experience of
It
that.
is beyond anything I expected. I just hope that you accept my humble service as equal payment.
I do.
It is nowhere
Oh, it
close.
is. Oh, no, no.
Are you
We,
happy? Are you, is
I'm
this,
very happy. I'm very happy. And it's truly an honor to for your higher self to allow me to see that because that is such a unique thing that you experienced and what you gave a gift to earth as your dragon selves and to see the void. They said this: you must be of highest honor to go into the void, and until you are in your complete honor you cannot go in. So I said, what would be of the highest honor to be able to visit the void? And so that the other aspects of you, the dragons that are there, they said this: give him the full range of the experiences that he went through. Just give the full range and explain as best as you can. That is the honor. That is, and you can enter and see and experience. Because you know what your void looks like. You know what that dragon void looks like. I could feel and sense it, but that was kind of the last point of you may not enter until you are fully committed to the gift.
Yes.
You give wholly of the gift. And I'm like, I give wholly of the gift. For me, it is about the highest honor, working with you in the highest honor. And that is going through the whole gamut of the pictures and allowing you to connect what you resonate with, what you want to keep, and what you don't want to keep, you can recycle too. I am.
It's let me tell you something interesting from my point of view.
Mhm.
I remember the scenery. I never saw a reflection of myself. So in all these images, I remember working in the caverns, working with the crystals, singing lullabies to them, growing them, nurturing them, because they grow, polishing them with this unbelievable OCD.
Mhm.
And yet my own image was not there. And now you gave that to me. Oh my God, that was me. Oh yes. Oh yes, rawr.
And I guess, and you were male. In all of them, you were male. And your children were OCD about the emeralds.
It's a dragon thing. I'm
It definitely, it is. And I said, show me. And this was, I said, show me inside the cavern systems. I want to see inside the caverns. Show me. And at first, the children would not allow me to go in. Are you worthy? Are you honorable? What are you looking for? And your higher self said, she's just walking around in his life. Let her see. Because your children protect you. Your dragon children still protect you to this day.
That is
So
true.
they're
That
and
is true.
they were like, we're not going to let her into the caverns. She cannot see that. And I'm like, I need to see that because he needs to. Your higher self said you need to see yourself as the dragon that you were, as the many dragons that you were, because you weren't just one, but several lifetimes. And then it progressed to those black dragon tribes where the dragons were defending their sanctuaries on Earth after the fall of Atlantis. Scenes you've had lifetimes in China and Japan and all over in Mongolia, and I was seeing that ancient Earth. I was like, wow, you've been dragons, you've been also those peoples and those lands, those were that were displaced, where the dragons were defending those sacred lands to keep, because some of them chose to stay after the fall of Atlantis.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'll give it all to him and he will figure out how that resonates to him and what there's never enough of there's no such thing as never enough of a past life to really understand. Like there's something there that you would find to understand. And I said, okay, 94 pictures. This is and I looked, this feels the most important, feels like this complete now. This is good to send in 3 parts and explain. And I didn't want to overwhelm you, but I didn't want to underwhelm you either. It's like your higher self and your children, your other aspects, all decided what to give, what they thought was important. And I respect and honor them and their gift. I'm just the renderer. That's it.
Oh my dear, you are far more.
Humble.
That
To keep it humble.
that access is reserved for the pure, as it is connected to the heart of the beloved Most High. It is the Holy of Holies. It must be preserved. It is not a matter of choice. And so the the admission and your entrance came from the Most High.
And I
As
felt that.
dragons, we also serve at the will and float on the waves of that beautiful consciousness. So many have, especially in earlier phases of this incarnation, who are aware of whom I was before I was, tried to gain entry and got burnt with not just energetic or loss of vision, loss of ability, but with very real reverberations in their 3D life. This is a nod from the Most High. Your heart is pure.
I entered with the intention just to show you your lifetimes. That is all. I showed them I'm not here to change anything. I'm not here to take anything. And I went to talk to your higher self to have permission.
I like
Your higher self,
I like doing what we are doing right now.
yeah. Yeah, and your higher self said he's not wanting a tutorial from you how to use software. He wants to see himself as he is. And so I said, show me what that's like and where would we go? And the higher self started showing me, your higher self, exactly what would you like to see? And that I followed your heart. It's not what I want to see, it's what is important to you in your records of the highest divine. And that's I respected your higher self's desire. Still with the images, still with, but to gift him the images and the information because that's what is for his highest good, not sitting there pressing buttons on software. You can learn, you are of highest intelligence, you can learn the software yourself. Like for you, you don't need to sit with me and learn it. You can learn it easily because you have higher consciousness. So I said, I'm going to respect what his higher self said, and that's what I'll do. And she said, that might be even a better idea.
Well, I'm immensely grateful. And so let's form this pantheon once again, where we each do what our hearts and consciousness calls us to do.
Mhm.
I believe that this coming together in this form and helping each other evolve further and heal further, there is a great purpose behind this. That is undoing damage that was meant to be, but now the time for it has passed. Uh,
Mhm.
enough. Let's clean shop and let's move forward.
Yes. Let our pasts, let our sacrifices in our past lives also be cleansed so that the present is filled with love and happiness. And that this beautiful present that we're in is of the highest timeline, the most optimal, beautiful healing space and place for the both of us, where we are healed to our utmost regard, upholding honor, presence, helping yourselves and helping others to reach their highest potential. So we're here to help with the ascension. We're here to help Mother Gaia in her blessings to evolve in this beautiful future that we are part of. And let the whole of Atlantis be healed from its past into the present so that everything is this beautiful pantheon of honored light and honored field and shielded protection around us always so that we are shielded, we are guided, we are most humblest guardians for each
Yes,
other and for the universe.
yes, 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 yes.
that this energy continues to manifest, continues to coalesce this way and manifest in the most beautiful physical expression of divine love and gratitude, as that is the highest manifestation.
Oh, but now an update. The healers coming in from everywhere. I think I'm going to dismiss them. It seems the original chamber is working acceptably. Their input is not required. They're just quabbling, causing chaos.
Well, you know who that chamber comes from? The Merjun aspect of you that is the amethyst dragon. He weaves, you literally weave the crystalline chamber because it is a purple, dark purple blue chamber that I see.
They were just trying to figure out what the chamber was doing. They were taking too long. Off they go.
That chamber is complicated because it comes from the dark void itself, from the healing of the dark void, the weaving of the strands. Like that chamber is the jewel of the Nile. It's like the jewel of the Nile. It takes the energy from the voids, the strands, and weaves it to heal organs. Because you can sense in my heart that I don't really believe in replacing organs. You can sense that pretty much. Because he could have easily replaced the thyroid, but you know that it's not my way. I don't like replacing organs. I like healing the organs. So this chamber was the most
It's
softest,
it,
beautifulest thing.
and so you just gave me more info that I needed.
Because the chamber comes from you, the Merjun, the amethyst weaver.
I will
This
do you
oh
one better, my esteemed friend. Let's give you a stream from the primordial void with its own infinite intelligence, being the collection of all possibilities, yet none manifest into consolidated form, for everything that is possible to be tried and that which serves you most adequately to be consolidated into manifestation. And now assigning dragons of the void aspects of myself to do this task, not just repair, but to enhance what exists towards your health, longevity, vitality, and the fulfillment of this incarnation to the best possible way. And so, Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Upe, Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Upe. Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Upe. Pulling down the stream of consciousness and incorporating it into this healing chamber, bringing into existence what I spoke of, and so it is. It's the first time I've used this for healing. You just reminded me it's possible. Thank you.
It's of your highest heart. It comes directly from that main lifetime as Merjun because he is the guardian of the void. He and I kept saying, they showed me the black dragon, Sarau, who maintains the void. But I said, show me the guardian, who is the void, and that is Merjun. And he's the weaver. He's the crystal weaver. So that is one of your highest technologies. Because again, you could simply replace the organ, but then that would not necessarily heal it. because because I have that thing around not removing, or, well, I did remove one, but that was okay. I gave trust. So I don't know. I don't like the idea of replacing organs, but there's other ways of healing. And this one is the best.
I think so. We have both honored each other's wishes. How
Hmm.
beautiful.
Very beautiful. Yeah. I'm always willing, like, and I've learned sometimes organs should be replaced if it's needed. I wouldn't resist, but there's other ways too that are honorable for what each person feels good with. I choose to honor that and
There
go with it.
remains that option, but I think we took a logical approach,
Hmm.
looking at the root cause anywhere that we could detect root causes for what we observe currently.
Yeah,
Removing those, because if you don't deal with those and you just replace the organ, that is just going to happen again.
exactly. Yeah.
Regenerative tech, we had to get rid of that.
And
So,
I trust you to do what you do best and not be in the way.
yes, you got it, of course. And so our list is all down for the final item, which is the paternal line of your family. And that is pretty much the easy peasy part. Paternal line. Okay, druidic energy. Who did this? Freaking Romans. Come on, dude, why? Part of their conquer, wiping out the druidic class.
Yeah.
Okay, your paternal ancestor was faced with a terrible choice. Those who did not submit were murdered. Not just them, but the entire clan. And so the Romans wished to learn from the Druids. Some of them, out of extreme love, submitted. And this caused a massive, massive injury upon the energy of truth. Let's liberate the poor man.
Hmm.
Going back, brave people, valiant people. The man had a little girl he loved beyond everything. As this child had come into his life later in the latter years of his life, it was a miracle. He couldn't conceive for decades, and then comes this beautiful gift. This is where he chose not to resist. Opening a portal, going back to that location in time and space. Oh, he sees us. He sees us both. Okay, buddy, we are here to heal you. We are removing the injury from you, all your bloodline, including this beautiful soul that you see. Observe her. She holds the light. As I heal her, I heal you and all those coming in between. I lift this terrible burden from your soul and from your consciousness. There is no harsh judgment upon you. All damage done is reversed. I heal you, I bless you, and I set you free. Okay, stepping back into the here and now, closing the portal behind us. Poor chap. I don't blame him. I felt what he was feeling.
Hmm. It felt like his whole clan had been burned down. And this had been going on till the 1800s or something. It's like persecution. That was part of a curse, where it felt like a curse. Just very, very true. And it's letting go of that dominant male mastery to keep the line going, to keep the strands going. Allow him to no longer hold this male line and to go to source so that his line is healed fully and he's no longer holding the bag.
Yep.
His back is free, strong, no longer holding that line by the strings. All of it released. Because it still felt like he was holding a bag on his back. Now that's gone. Good. Good.
Yep, I'm feeling the big happy between heart and solar plexus, the big happy. I think
Yeah, yeah.
we did the bloodline a solid.
Yeah, he just felt responsible for the whole male bloodline. Like just because he submitted and tried to merge both clans together and it failed, but that's not a mistake. You know, you try, you trust, and then you let go of the burden.
He needed to see you that
Mm-hmm.
okay, all these years down the line. Oh, thank God, now I can relax. I know it turns out well. Look at my progeny. Look at what comes from this bloodline. And ooh, look at the gifts. Oh, how magnificent. Ah, finally I can chill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was wondering, well, how will the physical children come if you do not birth children? I said, well, soul children.
Oh yes,
Soul
this
children
absolute.
come into human bodies of our families, soul children will come. It doesn't matter if it's physically birthed or energetically birthed.
Many branches,
Yes,
right? This branch did the healing. The others do the breeding.
yes, and but he was wondering how can it like if you don't have that procreation thing to carry the children, how will my progeny be born? And I said, well, they're born by souls, by the energy of their soul, because family is on the branches. It's not just the physical body that is the progeny. It is the soul that enters a physical body and becomes that that existence. So I was just trying to show him the complexity of
It's like
that process.
he's got some processing to do.
Just needed to be shown the soul aspect of family, how progeny continues. And he's like, oh, okay, now I see. Because he's of the old world.
Yep, quite literal. Yeah.
Yes, so it needed a bit more showing. We are of the many old and the new and everything blended as the soul travel. We understand the soul travel, so it's easier to show now than it was ever then back then. So he's no longer confused.
Nothing too bad. Sacrifice for love and ultimately the resolution of the whole thing. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And same with your Atlantis, Helena, because I feel Helena and Cyan were partners. The Black Blue Dragon was partners with the Helena priestess. So it was a true sacrifice for many of the different sects sects of the Atlantean aspects, the later parts that were forgetting their memories to come together to remain as a civilization. So we honor Helena and we honor Cyan for the beautiful gift they gave us at life, at this present.
That was a
Good.
biggie. That was a biggie for me.
Mm-hmm.
Big,
Mm-hmm.
big blockage. I didn't want to go there. So now that is removed.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
a it's a massive, massive opening for more light to come in.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it feels like because the other twin flames, Helena and the Arcturian twin flame too. That one that you still have the family that you wanted to come here and balance more because you felt it needed it through the dragon void. You felt it was needed. They didn't want to let go, but you said, free will allows for choice. That is not a huge sacrifice. That is more of a free will choice to go. But the one for the greater good of the planet, Helena and you took the last crystals down to the earth, and then your souls left the physical bodies after that. But the transport of the crystals was done by the Black Dragon Pantheon priestesses and the Black Dragons. So your lifetime with them and this lifetime, the two epochs later became close together. It was all working to that end to facilitate that saved the planet from exploding completely. Because it would have been, it's either allow Atlantis to go partially or wholly, or the whole planet will go because of these crystals overloading. So it was done with great love.
And great sadness.
Yes.
That sadness remained. It was preventing me from actually ever going there. Now, interesting, the crystals have been calling to me and asking for light. So I placed a little sun in their cavern, connected directly to source, kind of, in this body, not remembering. Hey, aren't you beautiful? Hey, why are you little guys in the darkness here? Let's give you a little sun. And them going, yay, oh, hell yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
have to do
And
this.
and the sadness was also preventing you from going around town to see what's around you, to see the physical aspect of natural manifestation. Where you
Yep,
just where the magic is, you walk into the magic, into the place of the magic. That was what was kind of being guarded.
pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Because there's so much magic around you in the beautiful places that are near your home.
I know.
So much magic to explore, more to explore. On every walkabout, feel where the magic calls you to go to see.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It led me to my second and third cheesecake today.
There you go.
As if by magic, voila. Ooh, look at this place. It looks nice.
But there's others. There's many more. There's many more books and crystals and walkabouts where you'll discover other tools that are being called to work with you. That's the natural manifestation. Not calling it forward, but it calling it to you as it's meant to naturally. The walkabout, there's more in the walkabouts you'll find. Because you're amassing a chest, a trunk of a toolkit. You're filling in your spots, and those walkabouts will fill it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Beautiful. I felt that was the message from source coming in. Your toolkit is being built.
Amazing.
Mhm. Mhm. Because there's two books, two rare books on soul magic that you're supposed to connect with, and you'll find them on the walkabouts.
I look forward to it.
Mhm,
Absolutely.
mhm.
Right, so now we've done a certain sequence of work. I'm going to leave this grid in place, if possible, right up to next week.
Yeah,
So, do you have any way of gauging the functionality of the thyroid? Is there some sort of like blood test you do, or is it just the
yeah,
general? Yeah.
yeah. It's a blood test every 3 months. I just did it. It's normal.
Okay.
I also purchased some glandular medication from New Zealand to try. So I'm
Okay.
willing to try everything just to keep peace. I'll try it tomorrow, but I'm open to anything, any kind of healing, any kind of. So this is hence I feel these 2 months are this time for this healing work to be done.
Okay. Good. 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 And so, are there indications, for example, in terms of your energy levels, quality of sleep, something that you could gauge to see if the
Yeah,
benefit is there?
yeah. I know right away. I usually, if I don't have the desiccated thyroid medication, I feel tired,
Okay.
memory foggy becomes.
Understood. Understood.
Yeah,
Okay.
so.
So keep an eye out for um, changes and looking forward to gentle improvements. Let's
Mhm,
emphasize this over and over. It's good that we took a photo of the grid. This one wanted to come through. Some of these guys I haven't used together ever.
mm,
So I think this was a nice package of work that we put
mhm,
together. Everything on our list is crossed. So let's continue on it. So see how this works for you. Um, I
mhm.
I've got a feeling it's going to work. Oh wow. Well, well. This was a joy. Not only the joy of our co-creation, but keep in mind we helped a lot of beings. A whole
Mhm.
lot of them got rid of Bobbledy Boop Beelzebub and um,
Well, I even when somebody says to me they do not perceive the truth, that I send them to see the truth, I still see the truth of what is and what needs to be helped to the other person. So happy we were able to help them too, because they don't
yeah,
need that energy.
correct. There's no point in uh, squishing the foot soldiers. Well, what the hell do they know? They're in that circumstance. They're forced into it. Even we dealt with the puppet
Or
master.
they just refuse to see the truth. There's maybe ego or something. It doesn't fit the paradigm of their narrative, so they choose to be blind, and that's okay. But because I was invited into their circle, and I uninvited myself because I didn't like what was there, but the energy still walked away of what the issue is that they need release and I need release, and other people trapped in that. So for me, understanding the higher purpose, it doesn't matter what my relationship with this person is like, whether they believe me or not. It's what is as an existence that needs resolution at the source. So that's another lesson. Why are you continually being attacked when you look at these things?
Oh yes, of course. That's another thing. Now the attacks should most certainly stop.
Yeah, but the lesson was there is a reason behind these attacks, and you need to go to the source. Have enough honor and humility to say what's happening and look at what needs resolution. That is the highest humility of the lesson for me with this. Not to sit in my own little hurt ego. Oh, woe's me right, them wrong, or blah blah blah. No, no.
Beautiful. Taking the ego out of it
Yes,
and fixing it the right way.
exactly. I'm interested in the right way, not
what feels right.
Yes, exactly. And it, even when I tried to make it feel right, it didn't. It didn't add up, match up. So if it doesn't, it's still there and it's been healed. So that is my highest happiness for this.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the thing. In this entire, let's say, journey, only one refused. Everybody else accepted amnesty and asked for forgiveness and healing, going back home, starting where they left off. That's the correct way. Often those that are in the darkness are in greatest need for compassion.
Mhm.
So this was shown. We did it right. We did it the correct way.
We did.
with, with
Beautiful.
with great joy and a side of cheesecake. She'll say Amir said with greatest joy and a side of cheesecake. She'll
I
like it.
did. I told her the cheesecake stuff. She's like, that's fantastic. And the shop owners are so humble and wonderful. The people, the quality of the people.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's also friendships.
Uh-huh.
Eternal cheesecake, but also good, wise friendships with the
Yeah.
community.
I found this tiny, tiny, tiny little Italian store, and husband and wife or a couple basically running it. And so I told them about my sacred mission to find the three best cheesecakes in Cambridge. And they were laughing. They were having a great time. I said, well, I have to go back and say they won. Their little store had the tiny, tiny little cheesecake cube. And oh my God, it was so good.
Well, the tiniest pieces are the healthiest too, because you don't need huge
Well, I
to go
ultimately
home with.
did. I kind of overdid it. The second and third cheesecake, the guy was kind of shocked. He said, "You had it all." I said, "Oh, of course I did."
You have a fast metabolism. You know what you're doing, what's good for you.
Once in 5 years, overdoing cheesecake, no problem.
But it's your gift to yourself on earth. It's a pleasure. It's a delightful pleasure.
Absolutely, and I sincerely enjoyed it, and thank you for the wonderful, wonderful guidance towards. Oh
No,
my.
no, it wasn't me. It was yourself and your heart that guided you. I just sensed that you have so many wonderful places beside you. It's your heart that guided you to the beauty of it and the magic of it.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
things are happening.
Hmm.
The people who are finding me are heavy hitters towards balance and evolution and ascension.
Hmm.
I think everyone that I help, I'm gaining rites of passage and levels of more capability, pulling in more light.
Hmm.
Was very extreme the past 3 weeks. Lots of stuff like what we dealt with today. Um, some people didn't wish to share their videos, sensitive stuff, being entangled with demonic entities. People don't like that going out in the public.
No.
But yes, a lot of clearing is going on. I'm also getting confirmations from many other sources, other practitioners, big, big changes in the right direction. So,
Hmm.
all in all, from what I'm understanding, there's room for immense hope,
Mm.
and we have the
Yeah,
ability to avoid catastrophe this time
we,
round. Truly
yes,
going.
we do. I sense that too. And some people, yeah, they don't want to share in public. So something that's so private.
Yes, 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 yes.
And we always respect and honor. Like last time, I had the intention of making that public, but there's so much interference. Your video didn't record properly, my audio didn't. And
Mine didn't record at all, so it was
yeah,
really, really unusual.
yeah, but it's for me, it's like that's okay. Not everything is needed publicly. We did we did the work, and that was the most sacred, honorable thing. That's
Spot on.
it.
That's
That's
it.
it. For me, it's about helping. It's about honoring what is the most divine and the most important here.
I think we make a wonderful, wonderful team,
You do.
identifying that which needs to go and taking care of it.
Hmm.
Let's
Hmm.
continue. This
Let's,
is perhaps the purpose for this incarnation,
yes,
because
and
neither of us.
trust,
Yes,
and
yes,
trust.
yes.
Open, like you said, your Akashic record would not just open for anybody. And if anybody tried to walk in that's not authorized, things would happen to them. So it is, if something is meant to reflect back, it always does, as long as it is done with the highest intent and honor.
Agreed. Yes, yes, yes.
And feel free if you want to use those images in anything for yourself, for your shows, for your books, for whatever you want, feel free to use them.
Much appreciated. Between you and I, for one reason or another, I've got this incredible sense of contentment um, with very, very little care for wealth, recognition, ego, power. Honestly, I could not care less. Even my name, I consider this vessel already gone. We're not here for these things.
No.
And so I'm most honored to be part of work that such such work like what we have done. That makes me
Mm-hmm.
happy.
Mm-hmm.
So so it is, all to the glory of the Most High.
Mm-hmm. And it leaves a better place now and in the future for others. Honoring that. And thank you so much for working with me. I really appreciate you.
It's my honor. Yes, to be continued. If there's any requirement for fine tuning or working around other things that we might have overlooked, that is possible. I'm at your service.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
Take care of yourself. Bye for now. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye.